It's Week 18 of the National Football League, and we've got the Dolphins' speedy running back, your standard at running back this season, pacing the league in rushing. It's the Dolphins and the Chargers coming up next.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Hi everyone, Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, their long winning streak finally came to an end last week. A disappointing game for them, but still a heck of a run.
Indeed it was. What a great job by them putting together a streak. Now let's see how they rebound after a defeat.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And a glance here at the vet. He's got a lot of years under his belt in the National Football League.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. But Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation, because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. May. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. You talk about this Miami defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the number 1 overall offense in the league.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Stanton. This one complete to Smallwood. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive. So likely a 3-and-out on their opening drive. That's not a good omen for a team that's lost 3 straight games.
Too many threes that you're mentioning right there. That's a number they've got to get off of. And the big risk you're running right now is discouragement amongst the ranks. How do you keep them up? How do you keep them motivated? They've got to dial up something to give themselves some confidence.
On is the Chargers punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. That's taken on the 25. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here down the final stretch of the year. Guys will say that the numbers and the rankings, they don't matter to him very much, but I don't know how much I actually believe that. Sure, he's team first, but I think everyone would like to see him finish number 1, including himself.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
7 yards there and a first down. The Dolphins at 15-1 on the year. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup. He had his eyes on 200 yards last week, earned him AFC Offensive Player of the Week. And he was really, really good. Fun to watch back in tape with you.
It was fun to watch, wasn't it? And he's trying to have the same type of a game in this one. But what was fun watching was how he read the defense. No matter what they presented, he had an answer for it, and that's why he was open during that game.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7. That is second down. From the gun, a run for Hill. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Off play action. Dixon able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Dolphins are on the board first here this afternoon. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Chargers offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And they love to find different ways to get him the football. We know that. And you can see he comes into this week second in the NFL in receiving yards out of the backfield. The Charger drive about to get going. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys are a little bit jumpy. You understand the same. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
Have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Now Stanton. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And they're able to get this one across the 35. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. Back to throw. Stanton. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. Second and a couple. Up the middle they go. It's May. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Operating from the gun, Stanton. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Operating from the gun, Stanton. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Stanton. He finds his man. Complete. That's May. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
Always important as a defender on third down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the first down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground with Hill. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. This is 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Dixon. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
They go play action here on 1st down. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. Now inside the 25. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Dolphins are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. On 2nd and 9, Stanton, he finds his man, complete. That's Shepard. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. This now a 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Stanton. Throw left side, complete. That's May. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking. On is the Chargers punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with 2nd down and less than a yard. And he'll have a Dolphins 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And he's got some space here. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Operating from the gun, Dixon. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It's so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A big play there on the catch and run. 36 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. A great effort there. His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Chargers offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he continues to be a nuisance for opposing defenses that are tasked with trying to slow him down. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Off the play fake, Stanton. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives them a 1st and 10. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
He has really thrown the ball well here in this first half. You see the numbers, up over 200 passing yards already. Up the middle, it's Hill. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
First down, and it's Hill again. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They run it again with Hill. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you
don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
On 1st down. It's May, and somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's 2nd down. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Operating from the gun, Stanton. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10 of the Dolphins offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. On the ground with Hill to begin the drive. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Holding offense.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Throwing right, and that's complete. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. Now this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. They'll run straight ahead with Hill. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. They set up the screen to Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. Back to throw now on 1st down. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Second and 1. This is Miller, complete. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
I'd have to say they're feeling like they are in rhythm right now. Things are in sync, aren't they? Team's winning, got a nice little margin on the scoreboard, completing some passes, and they just completed another one for a first down there to the tight end.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll look to throw again. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And they'll get this down to the 10. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Miller. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. And his kick is indeed good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they set. Goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here, and only 2 quarters of football left in the regular season. Everybody's excited to get to the playoffs, so excited that we're just going to skip right over halftime and get back to the action. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Finding room at midfield. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 42 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Right back to him on first down. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. Sharp move, but can't find much space. Dropped just inside the 20. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. On now the Miami field goal unit. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering. To it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They'll start this drive out on the ground, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. On 2nd and 12, Stanton. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Back to throw. Stanton. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it second down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
And that is incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
On is the Chargers punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Taking it about the 16. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he enters this final weekend of the regular season as the NFL's leader in touchdown passes. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added onto their lead, but that was a drive that was so long it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Now a 10th carry for Hill. Trucks over him. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 49 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Again, it's Hill.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1. from the 48-yard line. Here's the 2nd down and 9. They'll run it out of the gun with Hill. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. But now he appears to be in some pain. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown! A 5-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th. Point after, right down the middle. This one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Operating from the gun, Stanton. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the return will stop right around the 25. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. It's complete. It's Miller. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
Toward the sideline, intercepted. Down the sideline he goes.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
But not only is this defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one, and even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Charger drive about to get going. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Options galore here, second and a few inches. Operating from the gun, Stanton. This one complete to Smallwood. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That is caught. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he comes back with one complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 27-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Back to throw again. And his throw is incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. May. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. Now a first carry here for their running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. In motion goes the tight end. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Touchdown, Chargers! An 11-yard touchdown. And the Chargers are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Point after, right down the middle, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
Now a handoff up the middle. Horn, and he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Up the middle they go. Horn. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. They'll run on first down. Horn. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. They'll keep it on the ground. Horn. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Dolphins,
they finish off one of the best regular seasons of all time, 16-1, their final record.
and now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title.
Meanwhile, for the Chargers, it's a tough loss to take as they'll finish things off at 9-8.
But they've got better days in their future. Of that, you can be sure. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaunt. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.